Hey everybody, welcome to the Real United States. We are here at Grand Central Station. Now, for those of you that are either locals or history buffs, yes, the technical name is Grand Central Terminal, but colloquially, it is known as Grand Central Station. Grand Central Station, probably one of the biggest, most famous transportation terminals in the United States here in Manhattan. Now, a couple of years ago, we did one on Union Station in Washington, D.C., so we thought we'd come up here, and I've been dying to get to do this. I have never been to Grand Central Station. It was an expression my mother used about any place that was exceptionally busy, had a lot of traffic. It's like Grand Central Station. So it's always been something that I've wanted to see and be able to really take in. Now, this is the transportation hub for rail, bus, cars, pedestrians, all to come together, moving in and out through the city. And see very, very ornate building, and just, it looks like it was built to last 1,000 years. There are also something on the order of 68 shops and a couple of dozen or 3 dozen eating venues inside. So much like the episode where we did for Union Station, this station also has a lot of other purposes besides simply the transportation hub. As commuters are going out or coming in, obviously they need goods and services, especially food, those sorts of things. And so you're going to find those in these big transportation hubs like Union Stations or here at Grand Central. So let's take a look inside and see just what there is inside of Grand Central Station. So as we come in the front of Grand Central Station, it's exactly what you'd expect. It is this huge, like 2.5-story atrium of all solid white marble with marble floors with kind of a tan sort of a tan marble on the floors, white marble walls, and hugely ornate, big around the doors. All this carved ornate marble stretching all the way down the sides, all solid oak doors, just exactly the sort of huge stone monument you'd expect in a major terminal like this that was built to last for, hundreds of years. Now there are some eateries here, but we've just scratched the surface. And then this is into the main concourse where the trains are. So let's walk in there. And of course here, obviously, now that we're in the main concourse, even bigger, taller, more grandiose than the front entrance. It's a little overwhelming. Everything labeled here, 42nd Street, Vanderbilt Hall. It's engraved right into the marble. You can see these light fixtures. I don't know what the perspective is showing you here, but these are probably 6 or 8 feet in diameter. They're gargantuous light fixtures. one after the other. There's stone columns here, probably 8 or 9 foot on a side. Gives you some idea just how big these columns are. Here, let me stand over next to one. And you get some idea of just how gargantuous this place is. Come on in. Now, look at these stairways, dual curved stairways. This is all carved stone. Again, all carved marble. And the windows stretching up to the big arch tops. A little overwhelming. Just a massive place. But then again, thousands of people a day come through here, either for transportation needs or just to come and shop or eat. Oh, check out the customer service here behind us. Very 19th century looking sort of booths for ticket vending, customer service, those sorts of things, with all the brass bars and the brass filigree work around it. We getting a shot of that?
Yes.
Even even the mailbox is a red bronze, which just means it's high copper content. Very ornate, very a lot of detail. You'd have to see the awestruck look on my camera operator's face. She's looking at the frescoes on the ceiling. They're done like constellations. There's small lights, perhaps fiber optics embedded in the ceiling to give the impression of stars. And of course, they were kind enough to include Pegasus here in the corner, the winged horse, which is the mascot for the University of Central Florida, my alma mater. I really can't begin to describe the sensation. It's just it's a huge thing of glass and marble. You can see there's a second story up there, and of course another, it runs down behind on the second story over here. Because of the number of shops, a lot of the shops are up that way and off that way, whereas the tracks are right behind us here to get on the trains. Now, normally when Bev and I come into town, we've been coming into Penn Station, Pennsylvania Station, which is not near so pretty. But I'm going to have to look into how we take the train directly to here, because this is a gorgeous place to come in and out of. Again, you can see, if you zoom in here, Bev, you can see the track numbers are carved right into the marble and then colored, again with these very ornate gates. All right, so let's see what else we can find here at Grand Central, and I'm going to try and catch my breath. So Grand Central Station opened in 1871. But the most recent numbers I have are from 2013, and they say that in that year, 21.9 million people came through this terminal. So that explains to you the absolutely staggering mass of humanity that comes through here for things on a daily basis, 7 days a week, and I'm sure pretty much around the clock. So housed within the building of Grand Central Station is Grand Central Market, you see here behind me. Now it's closed right now because it's kind of late in the evening on a Saturday, and they close at 7 on Saturdays, 9 during the week. But this is It's basically a grocery store, deli sort of a place, a lot of very fresh things that service the local community probably more than people coming in and out traveling. Although I'm certain to some degree travelers as well are going to use this. Now this is just the Grand Central Market. There's a lot of other shops and stores and eateries here, but this is probably the largest, or certainly the best known of the facilities here in the terminal. For example, next to us here, there is a little store that sells any number of interesting sorts of, I don't know, it's written in French, folks. I'm really not even sure what some of this stuff is.
I think they're different kinds of cooking oils.
Yeah, it's certainly food products, because they've got the little oil canisters here and whatnot. So a lot of very high-end sorts of things. Again, that's the sort of thing you're going to find in these terminals, because there's a lot of vacation dollars traveling through them. So in this particular concourse, I guess this is the Lexington Concourse, there's a lot of shops that sell clothing and cosmetics and jewelry and those sorts of things. So they seem to have set this up kind of like a mall in the respect that they have like products or groups of products together in particular areas within the terminal. And there is even a pathway here that goes directly to the Grand Hyatt, which is a hotel, high-end hotel here. So you can go right from the terminal to the hotel if you're staying there without ever having to go outdoors, which I suppose is really nice in inclement weather, which obviously in New York they get a lot of because they have very hard winters here, that like the type that we're accustomed to up in Michigan. You see a lot of the stores are closed at this hour on a Saturday evening, a couple still open, but just the sort of thing you'd expect, very much like what we saw in Union Station in Washington, D.C. Okay, here just in front of the Grand Central Market, there is a sign, rather elaborate sign that promises food. It says the Dining Concourse, and we're going to take the escalators down and see just what sorts of dining opportunities there are downstairs. Well, certainly they weren't kidding. We got to the bottom of the escalator and immediately there are dining tables and concession stands everywhere. Bev, go ahead and follow me around. This is obviously a communal dining area where people can bring their things from wherever they happen to buy them to sit down and eat. The Magnolia Bakery, which Bev tells me is quite famous. I hadn't heard of it before, but that doesn't mean it's not. Over here is a small shop selling drinks and some other foodstuffs here. We're going to just keep going around. Chase Bank ATMs, everybody's going to need cash as they're passing through. And Zorro's Hot Dog Corner. Now check out over the top of this door. I mean, this is some rather impressive marble carving just to go into a rail line. It's an oak leaf motif carved in solid marble. Very cool. I suppose this is a bit reminiscent of the food court in Union Station. Coming with me? You're supposed to be. In the respect that there's a lot of different vendors all around the peripheral or in the center peripheral area or through the center, and then a lot of seating out in the middle for everyone. And this probably extends down for a couple of 100 yards or more, all the way to the other end of the concourse, the other end of the building, which is huge. Again, you can see they're kind of set up around the periphery of the building, Shake Shack. That's something you see in Union Station in DC. And I'm drawing a lot of parallels to that because I know a lot of people saw that episode and seem to really like it. And since I'm more familiar with the DC area and Union Station, it gives me a frame of reference to which to compare and contrast. Now there are some of these that are closed again because it's getting on towards about 8 o'clock in the evening. Yeah, it's just before 8 o'clock in the evening on a Saturday night. And while a lot of travelers are coming in and out all of the time, it's not the peak time, so some of these businesses will shut down during off-peak hours, give their staff a rest to be able to recoup, clean up, those sorts of things.
Torres, there's the ice cream place.
Okay, so I realize this is kind of an unusual visual to close on, but this is, after all, the primary reason that Grand Central Station is here, and that is it is a rail terminal hub for Manhattan. So this is, in fact, track 37, 36, and 37. Train here is on 37. Inside of the terminal. See, it's a very spacious place. And it doesn't look like they're loading or unloading at the moment, so I don't know what exactly that train is waiting for. But a lot of tracks through here. I don't know, maybe I can find out how many different tracks come in here and leave it on the screen. Maybe not. If I can, I will. But anyway, I just wanted to bring you here and show you a little bit about, because I know everybody enjoyed our last visit to a major train depot. And I wanted to bring here and be able to show you one of the busiest, largest train terminals in the United States here at Grand Central Station. So thanks a lot for joining us. I hope that if you've got questions or comments, you'll leave them in the comments section below. I love hearing from everybody. I try to get back to everybody I can. If you haven't already, I encourage you to pick subscribe and come along for the adventure. We love having everybody with us. And as always, thank you for watching.